What's going on, everybody? Welcome. It is Monday, and we are live. I am Adam with Hill Vending, and we are live coming to you tonight at 8 p.m. to talk to you about how to land and expand with your vending business. Going to give it just a couple minutes here for some people to hop on. And if you're watching this on the replay, go ahead and leave in the comments your questions or concerns, but we're going to go over a number of different aspects of this strategy, of the land and expand strategy. But if this is your first time watching, my name is Adam Hill. Own and operate Hill Vending in Tampa Bay, Florida. We've got about 100 snack and drink machines. And my goal was to come on here and provide value and educate you and teach you what has been successful for us. So going to give it just another minute here, and then we're going to get into it. Hope everybody had a great weekend, and pull this up here. Okay. So what does it mean to land and expand? So basically what that means is land and expand. It means when you go into a location, and I'm going to give you a few examples of how we've done this here with Hill Vending. But when you go into a location, there's always sometimes, well, not always, but there can be opportunities to get more machines in the facility, or to expand to other locations, or to upgrade the machines at a later time. So you always want to keep that in the back of your mind when you're going in. Is if you can get two in their break room, how can you get one maybe out in the main lobby? Or if you can get two in their side room, how can you get them onto the main floor where there's more traffic? So land and expand. One example of that is we had machines in a medical facility that was in the locked break room, that was in a locked, secure break room that only the employees had access to. And a lot of the visitors or residents of the facility, they wanted to be able to come in and get drinks. So after about a year of them complaining, we finally were able to get a vending machine on the floor of the facility. So we also had the break room for the staff, and then in the main area there. So that's one example of how you can land and expand, how you can already take the existing account and increase that revenue and increase the sales, making it more valuable. Another example, something we're working on right now, is we have a location that has the space requirements that they gave us only allowed a couple of machines, only allowed a couple small machines in there. If you're familiar with a 276, it's a smaller drink machine, and a 4-wide snack machine. Whereas the location warrants, a larger soda machine. The location warrants a bigger soda machine. So we're in the works, but they have to be willing to accept that on the floor. So we're in the talks with them to see if we can take the smaller machines and replace them in another area of the building with bigger, higher capacity machines. So leave in the comments if you have any questions as we're going, but I'm going to be talking about ways that we at Hill Vending have landed and expanded through our initial service. So there's other ways you can land and expand. Some people want to do coffee service, another tag-on service that you can expand into to get some more revenue stream. If you're already at the location, they're looking to get a little more revenue. That's fine. We don't do coffee service. So with land and expand, we're talking about more machines to get more sales of snacks and drinks through that location. So that's another aspect. So the first one was we had machines in the break room, and then we got another machine out where more population could access it and increase sales. And then the next way is we accepted putting small machines in the break room because we wanted the account. and we knew that they were too small for the facility, but that's the only option they were giving us. So it was either that or nothing. So you have to make that decision. Sometimes you have to make the decision if you want the account. How are you going to handle it? So that's another example. And we have an account too that similar situation. There's machines in the break room, and the company still left their old machine out on the floor empty, but they haven't come and picked it up yet. So when all this virus and all this is under control, and they come and take their machines out, that's going to be another couple machines that we're going to be able to get on that floor and really crank up the sales. Because people, the main thing is you need to have more people have access to your machines. Okay, that's the main idea behind all that, is you want to expand when necessary. Now I'm going to give you an example also coming up of how it didn't work. Of how when you expand, sometimes the expansion is not viable, and you have to make an adjustment as you go. So appreciate you guys hopping on. If you have any questions about what I'm talking about, drop them in the chat. But to go to the next example, we had another account. This is a way to land and expand that was part of multiple locations in the county. So we started by getting one account, making them happy, and then we're able to expand to the other franchises in the county. To now we have 3 out of the 4 of those facilities, and it's because one boss talks to the other boss, talks to the other boss. So that's a way to expand out. Also, is the fact if you do a good job at the one franchise, that they will want your service, and you'll be able to get into these other locations. So awesome. We're coming to you here. Let's see if we have any comments. We have Amy Hill in the building watching. Awesome. Any questions, drop them in the comments, but we're going to continue on with the land and expand strategy of vending. Now, we talked about how you can get machines into the break room, but you might need to get the break room, maybe a secure facility. Okay. Now, you don't want to overdo this next strategy that I'm talking about, because it can backfire. Some facilities think that they need vending machines in every break room that they have. If it's a office building tower, every floor that they have, they want machines, because they're looking at it as an amenity for their employees, which they should. But whereas if, say, there's four floors of the building, of the office building, and they really only need a 5 wide and a big 721, 821 soda machine, they're going to want you to put machines on each of those floors. Okay. So that's, and the sales just aren't going to be there, and it's going to be detrimental to your business. So that's an example of where you might have the opportunity to land and expand, but you don't want to do that. When we were first starting, we had an office building that had these machines on 4 different floors, and they should have had one setup. They should have had one nice snack machine down the floor 1, and they should have had a nice drink machine, and we could have gone, and it would have been a good setup. But the previous vendor who we took it over from, he had equipment, because he let them, whatever they asked for, he gave them, and he put machines on all 4 of these floors, and the sales just weren't there. So now you're dealing with 4 refrigeration decks. You're dealing with 8 coin mechs, 8 bill validators, all of these parts and pieces, where if you have it streamlined and efficient, you don't need that much. Not to mention too, nowadays with the credit card readers and the fees that are associated with them, you don't want to land and expand. You'll get crushed with your fees. So let me know in the comments, am I making sense? Is this making sense? Land and expand. Okay, so another example, land and expand. We had a property that we got, and we put in 4 machines in their break room for everyone. 4 machines were in there. Everything was good. But they wanted another soda machine out back. They wanted another soda machine out for another part of their building. Okay. And it was under an overhang. It was actually, I guess, like a little smoker porch or some kind of smoker area. We don't normally like to put any machines outside, but we had one in our warehouse, so we figured, why not? Let's get it out there. Long story short, the people were very, very mean to this machine. Vending machines have feelings, and these guys, they were beating up on this machine. Okay. They were moving it when they were doing remodeling without letting us know. They were banging it up. So eventually we had to remove that machine from the facility because it was just getting torn up. So that's an example where, the land and expand didn't work out. So that's really the main points of this. Let's see who Paul is in the house, dropping knowledge. Tri-County Repair. If you need any service, check him out on Instagram or YouTube. Looks like he is on the YouTube too. So that's really what I wanted to get across to you guys tonight, is the importance of understanding the land and expand model. That there's multiple ways that you can implement this. You can, if it's at the physical location, that's one way to get more foot traffic, more people in front of your machines, which should equal more sales. But also, if you get into a location that has multiple franchises or locations around the area, and you do good at that one specific spot, then you can really move and get to the rest of them. So perfect. So I appreciate you guys coming on. If you're interested in learning more about vending, check us out at Hill Vending. Let me see if I can get this working here. Check out this hillvending.com. We got an ebook for sale. If you put that promo code in, you can get 50% off the ebook. Hillvending.com. If you want to know how we have grown from no knowledge in vending to now where we are today. Also, follow us on Instagram. On Instagram at Hill Vending Services, where you can see what we're doing on a daily basis. And if you're interested, direct message Hill Vending, and we'll get back to you and see if there's any way we can help you. I think there's going to be a great opportunity to learn vending. I think there's going to be a great opportunity for people to diversify their income in the future here as we start opening back up. Some of our bigger accounts are hopefully opening next week, which is a great sign. That we take this serious. We take this virus serious, but we also take the health and well-being and economic well-being of the country serious too. So without any further, let's see if we got any comments. Mike O'Brien in the house, making sense. Great mindset preventing. Appreciate that, Mike. And location of machines is definitely a key for sales. Yep. If they're going to hide them in the back, if they're going to hide your machines in the back or put them somewhere where people don't have access to them, you can't take it. Or if you take it, you need to have the ability to say, we'll try it out here, but we would like, if it doesn't work out, then we can have the ability to move them to another location. So awesome. Appreciate you guys hopping on. Just a teaser for tomorrow night. If you're wanting, I'm going to be back here tomorrow, 8 to 8:30, maybe. Who knows when I run out of stuff to say, right? I'm going to break this down. I'm going to break down the problem with the current vending information out there. I'm going to break down why these magazines aren't useful. That's on tomorrow's show. So appreciate you guys hopping on. Tyrone, thanks for watching. And remember, until next time, keep your drinks cold and your snacks fresh.